Today, we begin with a tense exchange on Capitol Hill that is drawing renewed attention to long-standing questions surrounding the Epstein investigation and the FBI's handling of major politically sensitive cases. If you're joining us for the first time, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss future in-depth coverage.
Gentleman from Kentucky is recognized for unanimous consent.
Mr. Chairman, I ask unanimous consent to submit two sets of documents. The first is a series of emails from the victims of Jeffrey Epstein. They are making FOIA requests to get their own FBI files and not having any success. So I want to bring attention to that by submitting that to the record. The second document that I want to submit to the record, for the record, I know we don't usually read these. This one's not readable. It's completely redacted for the most part, the first 50 pages. This is actually the search warrant that was served on James O'Keefe for a diary that he had already given to the government 2 months before. And as it turns out, there were no indictments here, yet he still doesn't know why he was raided, and I think he deserves to know. So,
Without objection.
Thank you.
The chair now recognizes the gentleman from California.
Director, the first time you saw Donald Trump's name was in the Epstein files. Did you close the files or keep reading?
I have reviewed not the entirety of the files, so
you haven't reviewed all of the Epstein files?
Personally, no.
You're the director of the FBI. This is the largest sex trafficking case the FBI has ever been a part of. Buck stops at the top, and your testimony today is you have not reviewed all of the files.
What I've been doing is been busy providing the safest country this country has seen in modern U.S. history in historic speed, because the men and women of the FBI are given the resources to reduce the homicide rate, to reduce the drug trafficking rate, to reduce the amount of children that are being trafficked and the number of pedophiles.
It sounds like those children being trafficked would appreciate the director reviewing the files. You said you don't know the number of times Trump's name appears in the files, so it could at least be 1,000 times. Is that right?
The number is a total misleading factor. We have not released anyone's name in the Epstein files that has not been credible.
Director, could it at least be 1,000 times?
We have released every piece of legally permissible information.
Okay,
you can characterize the numbers however you want it.
Reclaiming my time, Director. It sounds like if you don't know the number, it could at least be 1,000 times.
It's not. It's not.
Is it at least 500 times?
No.
Is it at least 100 times?
No.
Then what's the number?
I don't know the number, but it's not that.
Do you think it might be your job to know the number?
My job is to provide for the safety and security of this country. My job is not to engage in political innuendo so you can go out to the sticks and get your 20-second hit in your fundraising article.
Director,
keep going, reclaiming your time, because the people of California are being underserved by your representation.
If the president is not implicated, why not release everything that involves him?
We have released everything, the president and anyone else's side, that is credible and lawfully be able to be released. Your fixation on this matter and baseless accusations that I'm hiding child pedophiles is disgusting. Anyone that says that needs to look at the stats alone and go back to the state of California, who's receiving the biggest surge in FBI resources through my redeployment, because the cities of Los Angeles, San Diego, and San Francisco need it.
Director, remembering your oath to tell the truth, did you ever tell Donald Trump his name is in the files?
I have never spoken to President Trump about the Epstein files.
Did you ever tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files?
The Attorney General and I have had numerous discussions about the entirety of the Epstein files and the reviews conducted by our team.
Did you tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files?
And we have released where President Trump's name is in the Attorney's file.
It's a simple question. Did you tell the Attorney General that the President's name is in the Epstein files?
During many conversations that the Attorney General and I have had on the matter of Epstein, we have reviewed.
The question is simple.
Who
did you tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files? Yes or no?
Why don't you try spelling it out?
Yes
if you're gonna mock
or no, Director?
Use the alphabet.
Yes or no?
No, A, B, C,
Director,
D, E, F.
it sounds like you don't want to tell us. Did you tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name was in the Epstein files?
Why don't you try serving your constituency by focusing on reducing violent crime in this country and the number of pedophiles that are illegally harbored in your sanctuary cities in California? I'll work with you on that.
Regular order, Mr.
Chairman.
Time belongs to the gentleman from California.
Did you tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files?
The question has been asked and answered.
You have not answered it, and we will take your evasiveness as a consciousness of guilt. Director, did Donald Trump ever say to you, just find and release the entire truth? Don't worry if I'm in it.
The instructions from the administration were to release all credible information, and we have done that.
Did Donald Trump ever provide information about Jeffrey Epstein as an informant?
Donald Trump has not been, and I can only speak for the FBI, an informant of the FBI.
So, Director, you've played this cute shell game where you say you can't release everything because the court has said that it legally is not allowed to be released, but the court calls bullshit. Judge Richard Berman said that when you went to the court, quote, information contained in the Epstein grand jury transcripts pales in comparison to Epstein investigation information and materials in the hands of the Department of Justice. So let's move on, Director. You wrote a book called Government Gangsters. You identified 20 individuals in that book. You put me on that list, at the top of the list. Thank you. My children find it flattering. 20 of those individuals have been investigated or have had adverse actions. Director, considering that you have identified these people as, quote, government gangsters, will you recuse yourself from making any investigation decisions about these individuals?
Anyone that has been terminated at the FBI has been done
No, the question
they failed
again,
to meet the muster in their
Director,
constitutional
I will
obligation.
work on the audio-visual capabilities.
I'm going to borrow your terminology and call bullshit on your entire career in Congress.
I'm reclaiming my time,
It has been a disgrace to the American
Director,
people.
I'm reclaiming my time.
You can reclaim your time all you want.
Mr. Chairman, you're going to allow a witness to speak this way?
Mr. Chairman, would you give
recuse yourself, Director?
The gentleman has no time.
Mr. Chairman, would you admonish the witness not to insult members?
The gentleman has no time.
Mr. Chairman,
the
just
committee will remember.
Quick point of order. Could the gentleman be extended an additional 20 seconds to complete his thoughts, since the witness decided to interrupt him continuously?
And the witness will be able to respond if he wants. We'll make sure he has time to do that.
My question is, will you, Director, recuse yourself, yes or no, from investigating or making decisions about the 60 individuals, including myself, that you identified as government gangsters? Yes or no?
Time of the gentleman has expired. The witness may respond if he would like.
And the answer was no, as I heard.
Correct.
Okay.
During a heated committee hearing, a congressman from Kentucky offered 2 sets of documents for the record. The first, a collection of emails from individuals identified as victims of Jeffrey Epstein, shows them struggling to obtain their own FBI files through formal requests. Their messages reflect frustration with years of bureaucratic roadblocks, a struggle that has become an ongoing narrative for survivors of high-profile abuse cases who often face extraordinary difficulty gaining access to information that concerns their own victimization. That alone raises important questions about transparency and victim rights in federal investigations. If this type of reporting matters to you, remember to subscribe for more coverage. The second document introduced was a heavily redacted search warrant connected to journalist James O'Keefe. According to the congressman, the warrant pertained to a diary that had reportedly already been turned over to federal authorities months before the raid occurred. With no subsequent indictments announced and with large portions of the warrant obscured, lawmakers argued that the lack of clarity fuels concerns about overreach and due process. These concerns echo wider national debates about how search warrants are executed in politically adjacent cases and whether appropriate oversight mechanisms are functioning as intended. For continued analysis of stories like this, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. The second document introduced was a heavily redacted search warrant connected to journalist James O'Keefe. According to the congressman, the warrant pertained to a diary that had reportedly already been turned over to federal authorities months before the raid occurred. With no subsequent indictments announced and with large portions of the warrant obscured, lawmakers argued that the lack of clarity fuels concerns about overreach and due process. These concerns echo wider national debates about how search warrants are executed in politically adjacent cases and whether appropriate oversight mechanisms are functioning as intended. For continued analysis of stories like this, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. The hearing grew more intense when questioning shifted to FBI Director Christopher Wray. One representative pressed Wray directly, asking when he first encountered former President Donald Trump's name within the Epstein files, and insisting on whether the director had personally reviewed the full collection of documents. Wray acknowledged that he had not reviewed the entirety of the material, a statement that immediately sparked criticism from committee members who argued that in a case of such magnitude, the director should have personally examined every detail. This exchange underscores a recurring tension within federal agencies. Leaders are often held accountable for the vast portfolios under their control, yet in practice they rely on thousands of agents, analysts, and attorneys to handle casework. The moment served as a reminder of how political expectations and operational realities frequently collide in public hearings. For ongoing breakdowns of these government dynamics, be sure to subscribe. As questioning continued, the representative pressed further, suggesting that the lack of personal review by the director leaves open the possibility that Trump's name appears frequently, even speculating that it could be as many as 1,000 times. Wray pushed back, stating that numbers alone would be misleading, and emphasizing that the FBI has not released any names that the Bureau has not deemed credible. His response reflected the agency's standard approach to ongoing investigations, but it also highlighted the deep public hunger for clarity in a case that remains shrouded in secrecy, speculation, and legal complication. Understanding why certain evidence is withheld and why some records remain sealed is essential to understanding how federal investigations operate. If this deeper insight helps you follow these stories more clearly, make sure to subscribe for more analytical reporting. What unfolded in this hearing was more than political theater. It exposed real tensions over transparency, accountability, the rights of victims, and the limits of federal disclosure. These issues are not merely procedural. They determine how much the public can learn about some of the most consequential criminal investigations in modern history. As more hearings unfold and more documents come to light, we will continue breaking down the legal frameworks, historical context, and investigative processes behind these headline-driving moments. Stay informed by subscribing so you can follow every development with the clarity and depth it deserves. If you'd like, I can also create a shorter version, a more dramatic version, or a version tailored for YouTube narration or podcast style.